think there are many barriers. There are, of course, the scientific and the technological ones, but I think that there are the policymakers that need to allow for a more general access to data, especially scientists. I think that sometimes scientists are faced with the ethical problems, which are completely understandable. But a sort of access which allows a more general access and that allows guaranteeing access to patient data in a more seamless manner is something that should benefit definitely the progress of science in general. And then on the other side is the integration of this data, because we are looking for having a lot of data, but then what do we do with this data? The first thing that we need to do is to reduce it and to in order to make it more manageable. So I think there are these two aspects, that the ones that relate to data, that are definitely a challenge that need to be overcome. All sorts of data, going from genetics to patient health records to results of simulations, results from measurements that are obtained from modeling, all sorts of data, and anything that is available should be integrated into the digital patient. Yeah, there is all the infrastructure aspect of data that needs to be definitely sorted out. How to guarantee that the access is complying with the regulations, that you are not putting into danger sensitive data, but also you want wide availability, and you want to also ensure that there is data sharing, and not only data sharing but also model sharing. There is the whole topic of how to make standards and how to allow the whole community to reuse models, data. Yeah. It needs to be friendly. It needs to be easy to use. I think we have a lot still to see into the user interface part. I think that I remember many years ago that attending some conference where they were showing augmented reality, and right now I can see that it is becoming a reality, and at that time it looked like science fiction. I think going into this direction of augmented reality will definitely, we need to reinvent the ways of interaction with software, basically. And I think using other means of interaction that are not the mouse of the computer screen, but going into haptics, for example, is definitely a way to go. Validation with the involvement of clinicians. Not only the clinicians, but there needs to be the resources in terms of time. There needs to be the engagement of patients. They need to be aware that is that they should support this. The policymakers, they need to allow for the time and for the resources and for to allow the infrastructure to support the validation of all these. It's not only a matter of the scientist or finding a clinician that it is engaged enough. It cannot be on a one-to-one basis. It needs to be something more general, and it needs the involvement of stakeholders such as the NHS, for example, in the case of the UK. Going into the direction of the data, I think there needs to be a real effort, which is huge, I know, in terms of deploying the services and the infrastructure that allows real sharing, and also the training of clinicians in order to be able to access and to see the value. So there is there are many efforts in terms of the infrastructures into the dissemination of these tools and the benefits that can take, because that will help in the adoption part of it. They need to make a step forward and really want to take risks, and I think that industry is about that. They should take risks, no? And I definitely think that they should make a step forward and really bet for it, no? Make a bet and really put money and efforts, not only these timid attempts to have a look and okay, what's going on, like sensing, is it promising, yes or not. I think they need to stop doing this sensing and really go for it. I think that maybe the digital patient is more for entrepreneurs and small companies that are more willing to take risks because their life goes in this than really the big companies. I don't expect big companies to put a big bet on this, because I think I think the risk, I don't know. I don't think that they are willing to take that risk. I think it's more for small entrepreneurs. I think patient needs to be involved into this. It's not only at the medical side of it, no, like the experts. No, I think patient needs to be informed, and it can help in having the patient more informed to increase awareness of patients about, okay, what am I doing with my life? I think it should answer these sort of questions also. It is. I don't think it should be only for I would say first world. I don't know if this term, but I don't think it is only about that. I think it should be general, and we should fight for that and go for that.